Tamara, I see by the headline here, you alluded to it before the ad break regarding medically assisted suicide. Tell me if I'm seeing things. Canadian doctor proudly shares that she's euthanized 400 people. I mean, call me an old-fashioned square, but I thought part of the Hippocratic Oath, if you're a doctor, it means to literally do no harm. This seems to be the precise opposite of that. What's the story here, Tamara?
Yeah, well, this doctor, I guess, is doing what she thinks is God's work. She's very proud of the work that she's doing to essentially offer state-sanctioned euthanasia to people struggling primarily with homelessness or the risk thereof. And it actually features two doctors, this article. So under the picture, if you just scroll down a little bit, Dying with Dignity Canada, Ellen Wiebe, I believe is the pronunciation, and Stephanie Green, reportedly euthanized more than 700 people between the two of them. And then I wanted to reference this stat too, just if you scroll down the second paragraph after their photos there. It says in 2021, only 486 people died using California's assisted suicide program, so Californians. But that same year, so in 2021, in Canada, 10,064 people died using MAID last year. Like, this is exponentially more than what you see in a state, a progressive state such as California. And it says MAID has now grown so popular that Canada has both anti-suicide hotlines to try to stop people from killing themselves, as well as pro-suicide hotlines for people wanting to end their lives. And the article goes on to state basically that if this is no longer reserved for people who are suffering in terms of being terminally ill and suffering great pain and daily struggles. No, this is now being used for people who face the result of our progressive liberal government's policies that are causing record inflation. They are now seeking out MAID because of the looming threat of poverty and homelessness. It's absolutely absurd and disgusting. And it's just, in my opinion, a way to, get rid of people who, need a little bit extra support, or again, need to denounce what this government has done to this country and focus instead on fixing all of the broken parts and all the woes. No, we should just do away with them. And we're going to do that in a cost-effective way under the guise of medical assistance in suicide, which is, like I already mentioned, state-sanctioned euthanasia.
It's fascinating, Tamara. I mentioned this to Sheila last year, but, I hearken back to the movie Soylent Green that was shot in 1973, based on a novel in 1965, but set in New York City in 2022, and how prescient that movie was in certain things that did come to fruition in 2022. And one of them is about suicide. Whereas to deal with the population problem, that's the one thing the movie got wrong big time in their estimates of how overpopulated the planet would be. But not only is suicide legalized, Tamara, but your family, the existing living memories, stand to economically benefit by your decision to check out. And it's a very elaborate process where you lie on a bed and they play classical music and they show you clips of the planet as it used to be before it was dying. And here we are in the real 2022, and that's the deal. The other thing, too, which the movie derives its title from, as you know, the Klaus Schwab and the WEF, they're all big on food replacement. They really like the idea of bugs. Soylent Green refers to a food replacement. In case anyone hasn't seen the film, I'm not going to be a spoiler here. It's not bugs. It's actually something worse than bugs. But again, food replacement, suicide being celebrated. These are such chilling trends that was only, predicted as science fiction fantasy in 1973. Here it is in the early 2020s, and it's coming true.